Hello CP1B, here is our last piece within chapter 12, our last rational fraction stuff, and that is solving. We looked at adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Now we are solving. It's really easy peasy as usual, okay? So that's how we start out. Type 1, fraction equals a fraction. This is a type 1 scenario, and really it's as simple as cross multiplying. Students always want to cross multiply when they see fractions, and really the only thing tells you you can is if you have an equal to. That is your cross multiply go ahead, okay? So it's green to go ahead as it's equal to. And yes, you're just cross multiplying. So you're going to take the top left and multiply it by the bottom right. So that's going to be 3 times the quantity, x plus 17. It's times the quantity. Okay, and very similarly, 9 times x plus 5 is just going to go equals 9 times the quantity, x plus 5. Okay, once you've identified that, go ahead and distribute those guys. So 3 to the x is 3x. 17 times 3. I don't know off the top of my head, so I will calculate. 51 equals, and 9x plus 45. Hey, we still need to solve. When you're solving, the other thing with solving is you need x equals. That's what your answer should look like. I don't have x equals. I have 3x plus 51, but we can help us out here. Let's subtract 3x. You could do it either way, really. And let's subtract 45. So 51 minus 45, that's going to be 6. Okay, 6x equals 6. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. X equals 1. Okay, x equals 1. That's easy peasy. Okay, so cross multiplying is when you have two fractions equal to one another, okay? So another type, just remember, you are multiplying the quantities of each piece. If you need to put parentheses, I encourage that, okay? And we're just gonna go boop, boop, and boop, 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 okay? Cross those out there. And equal to, again, that's why we can cross multiply, and we can go ahead and distribute. So just, I would recommend writing the step down. So it's going to be x, 3x minus 5. It does not matter which side you write everything on. Okay, if you write the one cross to the left or the other cross to the right. Okay, this is 3x squared minus 5x. This here you need to FOIL. That's why, again, we did all the foiling before. 3x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 2. Okay, again, this is equals in between 3x squared minus 5x equals combine like terms. So minus x minus 2, and then begin to solve. So let's move negative 3x squared over. Hey, those are going to knock out. Negative 5x equals negative x minus 2. Let's move plus x over. So negative 4x equals negative 2. And lastly, divide by negative 4, I have x equals 1/2. Okay? So really cross multiplying and then all of your skills from before. Okay, equal to. So what are you going to do? Cross multiply. Doop, doo doo. Okay, x squared plus 5x equals 36. This particular case, so you're like, oh, that seems pretty easy. But this one, your favorite, I know it. Okay, x squared plus 5x. You're like, how do we solve that? You're going to subtract 36 equal to 0. And this should look familiar. You're going to need to factor this Oh my goodness, factors of 36, that adds to 5, negative 36. I'm thinking 9 and negative 4. All right, Dvorsky, that'll get you there. Whoa! What is going on? I am so sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. I was so excited to get my x plus 9 and my x minus 4 equals 0. How do you solve this? How do you solve it, Mr. D? I don't know. Yes, you do. You split it into 2, set each side equal x equals negative 9, and x equals positive 4. Okay? All that stuff is coming back. Okay? This one here I will leave for you to try on out. Okay? But first, let's move to the second type. These are the more tougher. You need to really have your muscles ready for this one. Yes. Here's my muscles. Yes. So, little person there. Okay. All right. But you can tackle it as always. Okay. So, first thing, we need to multiply by the LCM. You need to find the least common multiple or least common denominator, perhaps, amongst them all. So you're going to look at all the pieces, x plus 5, 2, and x plus 5, and think, what does each need again? So even if you were to ignore the right side for right now, we have left, whoops, think of it now, maybe left, right, and center. If you ever played that game, it's pretty fun, actually. Okay? The left fraction needs a 2. The middle fraction needs an x plus 5. And the right fraction needs a 2. Okay? So this is all of your concepts from just last chapter. So 6x minus 5x minus 25. How did I get that? I distributed the negative, remember? Equals 10. Now here is the cool thing. You're like, Mr. D, these seem like so much work. Okay, I know that's what you're thinking. But here's the cool thing. Once you get all of your denominators the same, once they're happy being the same, it's almost as if they disappear. Poof. Because really all we have is 6x minus 5x minus 25 equals 10. Poof. They disappear because really you would cross multiply and they would cancel each other out anyway. So poof, they disappear. Once they're the same, we have x minus 25 equals 10, which means x equals 35. They look scary, but they're just like anything. You take your time and you just go through it with your muscles. Yeah. Okay. Second one here. So what are they going to need? Well, if we look left, right, center, this is going to need a 5 over a 5. This is going to need the x plus 10. Okay. And this is going to need a 5. Okay. Basically, again, 5x plus x plus 10 equals negative 35. Poof, the denominator, since it's the same, will disappear. And really you're looking at 6x plus 10 equals negative 35, or 6x equals negative 45. And dividing by 6, did I do that right? Yes. Negative 45 divided by 6 is 7.5, okay? So negative 7.5. I'm not quite sure I meant for a fraction to happen, but it's really okay. It's just a decimal. Be confident in your answers. You can always double check by substituting it on back, but it's a lot to double check. You have to substitute into all those spaces to double check, but if you are one to do that, certainly more power to you. Okay, the last type I'd like to look at is number 6 here. And again, you need to find the LCM, but it's hidden, okay? It's buried underneath the sand, okay? So how do you find it? Well, you factor, okay? So factoring, this is going to be minus 4 and plus 5. So really it's x plus 5 and x minus 4, okay? I would rewrite everything to maybe make it more evident as to what you need to multiply. Sorry, the x plus 5 and the x minus 4. And again, left, right, center. Okay, the left fraction is going to need an x plus 5. The neat thing is the 2 is really over a 1, and they already have an imaginary 1 in front of everything, so you don't really need to worry about that. But it does, on the other hand, it needs an x plus 5 and an x minus 4. Okay, so that's where more work will come into play. And this one actually already has everything. So a lot of work, but mainly on the left side. Okay, so just take your time. Just take a deep breath. Be like, all right, it's really not that bad. It's just some numbers. Okay, 4x plus 20 plus, I would FOIL first. FOIL it first. So 2 times the quantity, once you FOIL it, x squared plus x minus 20 equals 16. Again, the denominators, poof, disappear. So we have 4x plus 20 plus 2x squared plus 2x minus 40 equals 60. How did I get all that? Well, I used my accent, but actually I just distributed, okay, to all that. Very good. Very, very good. And you add like terms. So anyone adding like terms with me? Wonderful, wonderful. We have a 2x squared. 4x plus 2, 6x minus 20. Okay, equals 16. Oh no. But you can handle it. We're going to subtract the 16. 2x squared plus 6x minus 36 equals 0. Oh my goodness. You're like, Mr. T, what is going on? Well, here's the last finale. It's just like your fireworks. Okay, feel free to draw some fireworks. Fireworks may be coming up next month, so those are fireworks, yes. Anyway, factor out of 2, x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals 0. And factor that out. Negative 18, that adds to 3. I'm looking at 6 and negative 3. So x equals, or x plus 6, x minus 3 equals 0. Bada bing, bada boom, x equals negative 6, x equals 3. You are good to go, but I would like you again to try out the problem above. And some D money for you to try this one, okay? So if you get it right, you get some D money. At least factor it out. They're really not too bad, okay? So do complete number 4 and number 8. Google Classrooms. Okay, I'd like you to post when you cross multiply. Okay, so tell me that. And also, I want you, so something silly, let's post your favorite music band, musician, perhaps. Alrighty, I did have some nice music on in the background. Again, everything will be okay, just take it slow, but you got this, alrighty? So, adios, see you tomorrow.